Folddown Pro. No primitive tech like remotes or nearby control blocks are needed here. This ladder unfolds using just your hands. You need to pull on the ladder to lift the counterweight. As a person climbs the ladder, it stays in place, and when the ladder's free of load, it automatically rises to the ceiling. At the same time, the ladder can be left open if you reduce the number of weights. There are spots underneath where weights can be easily hung, thereby adding more weight and consequently stability to the ladder. MDM Split. What's this, a decoration on the wall in the garden? Nope, it's the work of future automation, which loves impressive reveals of concealed items. This case was no exception. Using the motorized MDM Split mechanism, two custom-made oxidized panels slide apart in different directions. Behind them is a large screen, which the company also worked on and mounted on a swivel wall bracket. It lets the users easily move the screen and avoid glare and reflections. It also makes it possible to hide all the cables behind the screen. Future Automation claims that the entire system works not only effectively, but also quietly. Plus, it's reliable and resistant to everything nature can throw at it, as both elements are made of stainless steel. Shading Texas. Obviously, the awnings from Shading Texas do a great job protecting everything under them: rain, snow, hail, and sun. None of it's an issue. What makes these awnings special is something else. When protection isn't needed, the awnings sit compactly in a barely noticeable block that looks more like a subtle exterior element than a system that suddenly pops out a kind of roof. At the right moment, you just need to press a button and the awning extends. By the way, awnings can close not just when the user wants. If necessary, Shading Texas can fit the awning with a wind sensor, so it'll automatically close when it's too dangerous outside. Megalith. There are regular TVs hidden in small cabinets, and then there's a whole home theater system from Stealth Acoustics that appears when needed. According to the creators, it's a full-on outdoor entertainment system. It consists of a large format motorized LED screen with sizes ranging from a modest 103 inches to a gigantic 339 inches and a built-in audio package from Stealth Acoustics. How do systems feel when they're outside of the home? Perfectly fine, since they were designed for this, so TV stands are made from a mix of aluminum, stainless steel, and fiberglass. And the video playback devices are weatherproof, so they can be placed separately from the storage units. Invisible garage doors. It looks like a regular wall, but once you press a button, you discover something cool. The wall that seems to stay put is only that way until you need to park or drive out a car, because it's actually garage doors. That's certainly an intriguing option, especially for those who appreciate aesthetics, since this type of garage door fully matches the wall it's embedded in. It's interesting that all such garage doors open the same way. They go up and fold up neatly, so this kind of setup is not just a paradise for athletes, but also a dream for people who love saving space. This solution is already quite original, but sometimes people create truly amazing garage doors. For example, here's a wall with windows which you definitely wouldn't take for a garage entrance until it starts to fold inside. Rainbird sprinklers. Regular sprinklers pop up from the ground, so you can't really say they're hidden, but Rainbird devices are a whole different deal, as the company went with the obvious decision to bury them underground. While irrigation isn't needed, they're practically invisible, as they're in a specially dug space. When the surrounding lawn or plantings need watering, the sprinklers instantly pop up and start doing their job. To be honest, the devices aren't fully hidden. The above-ground section is pretty noticeable, but if you cover it with grass or put sprinklers in a pit, that's a different thing. Now imagine what happens if you add a motion detector to a sprinkler like this. Due to the sudden activation, any burglar will be frightened and flee. Fakro Loft Ladder. Here's another ladder that hides in the ceiling. Fakro didn't bother with any remote control either. Everything's done with hands again, and a special stick. To open the hatch, you need to stick it into the hole and twist it. When the unit with the ladder attached comes out, you need to use the same pole to hook onto one of the parts and pull, making the mechanism smoothly unfold by itself. After that, you just need to do a few things, and it's set. You can climb up the ladder. Despite its seemingly flimsy appearance, the ladder confidently supports the user and is also equipped with metal handrails for extra safety. And that's not all. It's worth going back to the point where the ladder is still concealed in the ceiling. In this state, it, according to the designers, provides excellent protection against cold due to the 2.2-inch insulation. Shoe lift. Usually, shoes are placed in floor cabinets, but Definition Automation has a different idea. They believe that shoes can be lifted up, which allows you to hide your precious sneakers and boots, as well as free up space that can be used for more useful things. As often happens, in this case, the company used lift mechanisms that became an addition to 4 two-shelf cabinets. When the user presses the button, all the storage spaces go up into their shelter, which doesn't stand out at all. So this solution is not only a way to free up space, but also a way to make the home more minimalistic. Rainbird drainage system. Besides sprinklers, Rainbird offers another solution that's partially concealed: drainage systems. They consist of several elements, but the most important one is the drainage channel, which collects water and directs it where it needs to go. To start with, it's worth mentioning that the company's channels are made from high-density polyethylene, so they're easy to handle and amenable to various manipulations like cutting. Also, the grates snap onto the channels without any screws. Overall, the installation is simple and quick. Besides that, polyethylene is a material that easily handles all possible negative impacts under normal conditions, so the channels are durable and don't need regular servicing. Meridian. At first, it looks like a table with some panels on it. It's as if someone's getting ready to start construction or repair work. But then it turns out that it's not a table at all, but a base. And not for ordinary panels, but for solar ones. The Meridian system unfolds entirely on its own. You only have to use the remote control once more, and then 6 panels will gradually appear, filling the space of one battery. The exact power of this system in its unfolded form is unclear. However, ESSA System says that these devices have a minimum power of 1,800 watts and can reach up to 7,000 watts in the case of a system with 24 panels. Transparent solar panel research has been ongoing for quite a while, yet large installations with these devices aren't available so far. We're waiting for these solutions to come out because they would be perfect for those who don't like the look of regular solar panels. Hidden bar. At Progressive Automations, they know exactly how to hide drinks from prying eyes at home. The secret lies in the lifting columns placed on the sides of the moving section, allowing the shelf to be raised and lowered smoothly and easily. They're well protected, so moisture or dust won't affect their operation. Plus, they work pretty quietly. From 5 feet away, you can hear a noise of less than 55 decibels during raising and lowering. To decorate your hidden bar, you could add LED lighting, a mirrored base, and stainless steel fixtures. Of course, this isn't the only way to use the company's product. You can create all sorts of hidden sections with them, using different models that vary by the weight they can lift and their size. Ergo Tatami. You're looking at an ordinary compact room with an area of 129 square feet. No functionality, just a nice looking space. But suddenly, it turns out the steps have built-in shoe boxes. The painting on the cabinet can turn into a table under which there's both a seat and hidden storage. Need more storage space? Well, then you can open up the floor and get more space to store things. And that's not all the secrets of the floor. One press of the remote control and a table pops up from it. You think there's no place to sleep in such a transforming room? Well, here it is, appearing out of nowhere. In general, the first impression can be misleading, and even the most ordinary room can hold a lot of useful secrets for life. Hoder. Hoder is a large company specializing in natural stone processing. They couldn't resist the charm of hidden kitchen elements and created a transforming sink. In its original form, it's just a countertop and a faucet that somehow ended up nearby. Just like in the adjacent space, you can comfortably do all the things you normally do in a kitchen here: cutting, packaging food, and more. When you need to use the sink, a section of the countertop begins to smoothly descend. Hoder's known for working with stone really well, so the hidden sink isn't a standout or eye-catching element, but is literally a seamless part of the surrounding kitchen setup. The Node. Bold product descriptions are pretty common, and right now you're looking at a computer desk that's called the Most Organized. The organization lies in its hidden features because the main highlight is the cables hidden right in the desk. There's a hidden back cable channel in the desk that lets you run all the connections for peripheral devices to the computer. Even the legs of the desk are used for running the cables to the workstation or gaming setup. Apart from the cables, something not so obvious that gets cleared off the desk is the system unit. Encase has relocated all the parts into a special module that sits at the bottom, and as the company claims in terms of cooling, this setup has performed just as well as popular PC cases. Unfortunately, the Most Organized computer desk only raised 50% of its original goal on the crowdfunding platform, but the creators say this won't stop their drive to make the product a reality. Pooldex. A moving section of street paving is definitely something that'll amaze anyone who sees it for the first time. And when you find out there's a pool underneath, that's a whole different kind of surprise. But Pooldex doesn't just make these solutions for the sake of the show. Their pool covers do a fantastic job keeping the pool free from various contaminants like leaves, pollen, or bugs. They also handle snow and other weight really well. It's also worth noting that with this setup, you can keep your children and pets safe from accidentally or deliberately getting into the pool. Plus, it doesn't take up space in the backyard because when it's closed, the cover is simply a flat surface where you can put chairs or a grill. Rock speakers. This isn't quite a typical solution, and it might even seem a bit odd. Live Audio has disguised their speakers to look like rocks. These rock speakers naturally are immune to rain, snow, and all the other things you might encounter outdoors. Plus, they're also advanced. They have Bluetooth, the ability to connect to Google or Alexa, and the overall wireless range is 33 feet. The company also didn't forget about the sound characteristics since the speakers come with a built-in amplifier. Also, according to the company, the rocks have strong bass and crisp high frequencies. There's a downside: the speakers for some reason weren't equipped with small solar panels but are wired with power from an outlet. Do you think it's worth $386? Exodraft. These Exodraft devices help you get rid of smoke in the house and avoid the lengthy process of lighting the stove. The way it works is simple. Chimney blocks come with fans that provide additional vertical thrust, which makes the fire in stoves and fireplaces ignite faster, and the smoke is pulled in the right direction more effectively. You don't need to worry about the construction. It's a combination of stainless steel and cast aluminum with a sealed heat-resistant asynchronous motor. That means the fans can handle temperatures up to 482 degrees Fahrenheit during continuous operation. Sure, these fans aren't exactly what you'd call discrete devices, but their design is definitely fitting and low profile. The units don't seem out of place and don't attract much attention. Ergo Home. Here's another transformer room from Ergo, which at first glance doesn't seem capable of any transformations. Pull-out drawer turns into a table, storage spaces in the kitchen slide out, turning into an extra cooking area that already has a stove and space for food preparation. In the very center of the room stands a table that can significantly increase in size, so it's possible to host not just one guest, but several at once. And naturally, you can't forget about the hidden bed. It's in a folded position behind the bookshelf and drops down with just one motion. Airdeko. Outdoor air conditioner units can be hidden as well, for example with covers by Airdeko. Their installation is not complicated. You need to assemble a complete cover from several parts, which requires at most a screwdriver in extreme cases, and then install all of this on the outdoor unit of the air conditioner without any additional fasteners. Or with them if necessary. It won't make the installation any more complicated. The company has options for small units that are 39 inches wide, 26 inches high, 20 inches deep, and cost $399. There are also models for huge devices with a width and depth of 39 inches, a height of 60 inches, and a price of $779. The most important thing is that regardless of the size, Airdeko covers reduce the noise coming from devices. The company doesn't provide specific data, but says that the overall noise reduction reaches 30%. Movable Spaces. At Movable Spaces, they know a thing or two about saving space because any kitchen can be fitted with hidden storage spots. Each storage unit is located in an existing setup and is controlled by a block that attaches to one of the drawers. It has several buttons that make it easy to lower and raise all the hidden storage units at once. It's important that the company doesn't just stick to systems that are dropped from top to bottom. If the user doesn't have wall-mounted bins or if there's a need for lift-up storage, the company will easily handle that. And on top of that, everything operates smoothly, gently, and without irritating sounds. Movable Spaces says that the lift systems produce just 32 decibels of noise.